Jen Rosati and Dawn Staley and all those folks that Cheryl Reeve, who had a hand in Caitlin Clark not making Team USA last year in the Olympics. It looks like they may be now. Cheryl Reeve's still there, but the actual...
There's growing concern that the WNBA media circle and Team USA are uneasy about Caitlin Clark. The very same insiders who once overlooked her now realize that her influence is rising faster than a fast break in 2024. Believe me, this shift isn't going unnoticed, and it's bound to leave a mark. Let's break down the fallout. Here's the truth. The WNBA elite, who previously kept Caitlin Clark off the Olympic roster, are struggling to cope with the shakeup she's caused in their carefully curated world. The shockwaves are real, and the meltdown is only just beginning.
Caitlin Clark, WNBA Rookie of the Month, packing arenas while averaging 17 and 6 assists. That's not enough to make the Olympic.
Let's be honest, Caitlin Clark wasn't excluded from the previous Team USA Olympic roster because of inexperience. The real story was favoritism and behind-the-scenes politics. Sue Bird held the power, controlling who got through the gate. Now, that same old guard tried to manipulate their way through another Olympic cycle, but this time, the path was wide open. Team USA's new setup mirrors the men's program. Sue Bird is the sole architect, the one calling all the shots and steering the team.
I'll tell you what we're not going to do. We're not going to allow that.
Can we just call a spade a spade? Racism has been impacting the WNBA well before this year. This is not a new thing. Sure. This is... And in that way, I do think Caitlin's being used as a pawn. Caitlin didn't bring racism to the WNBA. This has been happening. And that, I think, is what's been such a shock for all of us, that other people are surprised by this. We've been trying to tell you. And once again, for so long, as a player, I would almost joke. I'd be like, I would have loved to have shut up and dribble. In so many ways, I would have loved to have been valued as a basketball player. I would have been loved to have been spoken about just for my play.
Meanwhile, Sue Bird didn't hesitate to stand behind Caitlin Clark, even as the old guard clung stubbornly to outdated hierarchies. Let's be clear, Caitlin isn't just any player, she's a force on the court. And yes, while she may have some political allies, looking at you, Megan Rapinoe, Sue has always been upfront and honest about where she stands. Caitlin Clark deserves nothing less than the red, white, and blue. When she was benched for Paris 2024, it wasn't just the fans who erupted in outrage. Even Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, called it a glaring mistake to leave her out. This wasn't just social media chatter, it was one of the most influential voices in basketball openly calling out the Olympic Committee.
It's legitimate to say, we roll in the Olympics every year. We can afford having, someone who's the 20th best or 24th best instead of the 12th best because of what it would potentially do to grow the game. That's legitimate. And I also think that door somewhat got open brew by Diana Taurasi's inclusion. So Diana, and we can show you their numbers. They're having a shockingly similar season. So points and rebounds basically identical. Field goal percentage is identical. Caitlin has way more assists and way more turnovers to go along with it. Diana has very few assists, very few turnovers. So they're... Caitlin's not yet in her prime, Diana's past.
He wasn't the only one speaking out. Basketball executives, marketing teams, and even casual commentators have voiced the same frustrations. The result, wasted resources and squandered momentum. Instead of women's basketball exploding into a global phenomenon, Diana Taurasi seemed more concerned with finding her car keys. Taurasi, to be fair, contributed very little in the last Olympics, scoring just 2 points in one game and barely leaving a mark in another. And yet she was chosen over Caitlin Clark, who is already commanding more attention than the entire Team USA combined. Why? Because Jennifer Rosati, Dawn Staley, and their committee deliberately blocked new talent from breaking into their tightly controlled circle, defending their gatekeeping with the medals they hoarded. Now, with Sue Bird taking charge and reshaping the staff, Caitlin Clark's name is back in the Olympic conversation. From ESPN studios to WNBA Twitter feeds, you can practically feel the unease spreading through the old guard.
Sue Bird won 4 WNBA championships. She was an All-Star 13 times, one of the more decorated basketball players in history, and also 5-time Olympic gold medalist, just named USA Basketball Women's National Team Managing Director. That's a hell of a title there. Is that on your business card? And what exactly does that mean, Sue?
need like a business index card at this point or whatever. Managing director, it's basically what Grant Hill did for the men's team. So like a GM.
In this situation, Sue Bird has been watching Caitlin Clark transform the game while the naysayers wasted their energy criticizing her for missing Olympic camp. Sue focuses on performance, not politics. It's safe to predict, though nothing is official, that Clark will likely make the next Olympic team. No secret handshakes needed. She's already proven her worth by attracting millions of fans to the league on her own terms, without needing to charm the old guard. While the committee fussed over AP commercials, Clark single-handedly brought women's basketball back into the mainstream. The numbers speak for themselves. Clark's first games with the Indiana Fever are now must-watch TV, delivering the highest WNBA viewership ever. Her jersey is flying off the shelves, ticket sales are soaring, and entire opposing arenas shift their strategy just to account for her. That's the mark of a truly unique player. Yes, she wasn't on the Olympic roster in Paris 2024, but that wasn't about readiness. The truth is, the committee never wanted her there. They feared her intelligence, her star power, and the fact that she would outshine the veterans. So they buried her, offered excuses, and clung to outdated notions of experience. The cost? Clark lost a chance at Olympic glory and potentially a piece of her legacy. Now, she must wait 4 more years to even begin her Olympic journey, making it nearly impossible for Taurasi to surpass her records without playing into her 40s. Karma moves fast. Sue Bird's first act as managing director was to dismantle the old committee. Now, with the team selection process restructured under a single, decisive vision, much like the NBA's model, Clark is firmly back at the center of the spotlight. The WNBA media's attempt to project calm is meaningless. Their cozy echo chamber has exploded, and there's nothing they can do about it. Clark may not have been ready back then, but she is now. The league simply wasn't ready for her to become the main attraction. And make no mistake, this isn't just about Caitlin Clark. The next generation, including stars like Angel Reese and Paige Buchers, isn't here to play politics. They're here to win, even if it means pushing legends aside. Sue Bird and Adam Silver see it. So does everyone who once tried to hold Clark back. This isn't just a story about Clark's rise. It's about the WNBA finally recognizing its biggest star. For a year, the media tried to downplay her impact, but now the golden goose they tried to contain is soaring. Past attempts to minimize her influence failed spectacularly. While executives sipped shrimp cocktails and made bad calls, Clark carried the league on her back, filling more seats than the entire league combined. As Adam Silver has publicly stated, the league fumbled. Clark earned this. Fans knew it, the results proved it, and now Clark is ready for more. Beyond Team USA, beyond the domestic spotlight, Caitlin Clark is a force to be reckoned with, and with Sue Bird holding the clipboard, the game has officially changed. Stop pretending this is about politics. Olympic selections shouldn't serve as farewell tours for loyal veterans at the expense of the athletes who actually deserve to compete. Right now, winning is the priority, and let's be honest, it was absurd that Caitlin Clark was left off the last roster just to give Diana Taurasi another medal. The committee went to extremes, putting a 42-year-old veteran on the floor and calling it strategy, while Taurasi contributed little and spent more time resting than playing. In one game, she barely registered in the box score. In another, she made no impact at all. Meanwhile, Clark was out there hitting logo threes, selling out arenas, and driving engagement on every social media platform. Yet somehow she wasn't ready for the Olympics. Give me a break. Clark was a threat to the old system. She wasn't part of their club, hadn't played the political games, and didn't kiss the right rings. She was too young, too loud, too popular, and most importantly, too good. The committee knew if she got the opportunity, she would take over, push Taurasi aside, and expose the veterans' vulnerabilities. So they shut the door, but Sue Bird opened it wide. And this isn't just about Clark supporters celebrating. Everyone tired of the league choking on legacy favoritism and media gatekeeping is cheering. Under the current system, the best player finally has a real chance. This isn't a feel-good story or politics. It's about talent, results, and the future of women's basketball. Look at Clark's college career. She made women's basketball a national spectacle before her first season even ended, becoming the all-time leading scorer in either men's or women's college basketball and winning unanimous National Player of the Year honors. She single-handedly boosted TV ratings, sold out arenas, and skyrocketed jersey sales. In the WNBA, she's doing the same thing, building her legacy in record time. Meanwhile, Taurasi was the preferred choice according to the old guard, a decision that puts politics ahead of merit. While the sport's next superstar watched from her couch, a 40-something played more like a tourist at the Olympics. Sue Bird saw the metrics, saw the opportunity, and made the smart call. If the WNBA wants to grow, it needs to focus on stars like Clark and Paige Buchers, players who inspire fans and drive the league forward, not nostalgia. From a business perspective, Team USA is a product and a brand. Gold medals matter, sure, but so do attention, ratings, and cultural impact. Clark delivers all of that. She draws fans from across the country, headlines the league, and serves as a walking commercial for women's basketball. This isn't self-interest. It's the first rational decision the national team has made in years, and it's long overdue. Clark's presence benefits the entire league. Her fame shines a spotlight on her teammates, increases media coverage, and brings more fans to the sport. That's why the old guard is panicking. Their control is slipping. The fans are choosing Clark, and the Clark era has officially begun. Sue Bird isn't just supporting her, she's leading a revolution. The Team Clark 2028 era won't be blocked this time. There are no excuses left, no closed doors, no secret handshakes. The future is here, so if you agree, hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Because Caitlin Clark and the next generation of stars aren't just changing the game, they're owning it.